Okay. All right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Sri Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhara
Gadadhara Shiva Shri Advaita
Go
Gadadhara Shivasari
Srivashadi Gaura Bhakta
Gaur Bhakta
Vrinda
Vrinda.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna. So we are continuing to read from Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 titled Dhyana Yoga, and today we plan to read from 18th sloka onward. So welcome you all to today's session. I'll say some prayers and then we will get started. उमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुपौरमिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोविष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति पापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणललितां दां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् श्रीगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्तांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं तव कृपं तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवम्। So we'll continue with text 18 of chapter Dhyana Yoga, chapter 6. So I'll start with 18. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanye evasthite nispriha sarva kamebhyo yukta ichyute tada. When the yogi, by practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in yoga. Purport. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A. Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Purport. The activities of yogi are distinguished from those of an ordinary person by his characteristic cessation from all kind of material desires, of which sex is chief. A perfect yogi is well disciplined in the activities of mind, that he can no longer be disturbed by any kind of material desire. This perfectional stage can automatically be attained by person in Krishna consciousness, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, 4th chapter, 18 to 20 sloka. सैवै मना कृष्णापदारविन्दयोर्वाञ्छांसि वैकुण्ठगुणानुवर्णने करो हरेर्मन्दिरमार्जिनादिषु Srutim charakyuch Srutim chakari achyuta sata kathodaya Mukundalingaya darshanadrshu tabratyagratra angasangamam griham cha tadpad saroj surabhe श्रीमततुल्लस्यारत रशनाम तद अर्पिते पादो हरे क्षेत्र पदनानुन अनुसर्पणे शिरो हरि के ऋषिकेश पदाभिवंदने कामं च दास्ये न तु काम काम्ये यथोत्तमश्लोक जनाश्रयारति. Quote, King Amrish first of all engaged his mind in the lotus feet on the lotus foot of Krishna. Then, one after another, he engaged his word in describing the transcendental qualities of the Lord, his hand in mopping the temple of the Lord, his ears in hearing the activities of the Lord, his eyes in seeing the transcendental forms of the Lord, his body in touching the bodies of the deities, his sense of smell in smelling the scents of the lotus flower offered to the Lord, his touch in tasting the tulasi leaf offered at the lotus feet of the Lord, his legs in going to places of pilgrimage and the temple of the Lord, his head in offering obeisances to the Lord, and his desire in executing the mission of the Lord. All these transcendental activities are quite befitting a pure deity. This transcendental stage may be inexpressible subjectively by the followers of an impersonalist path, but it becomes very easily and practical for a person in Krishna consciousness, as is apparent in the above description of the engagement of Maharaj Ambrish. Unless the mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord by constant remembrance, such transcendental engagement are not practical. In the devotional service of the Lord, therefore, these prescribed activities are called archana, or engaging all the senses in the service of the Lord. The senses and the mind require engagement. Simple abnegation is not practical. Therefore, for people in general, especially those who are not in the renounced order of life, transcendental engagement of the senses and the mind are described above is the perfect process for transcendental achievement, which is called Yukta in Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. So far, if you go a little bit review, last session, Krishna started to describe, last session he said, Lord Krishna saying, to practice yoga, one should go to secluded place, lay the kusa grass on the ground, then cover it with deer skin and soft cloth. So basically, Lord Krishna is describing how to sit. The seat neither should be too high or too low, nor be situated in and should be situated in a sacred place. Means place of pilgrimage. So some pilgrimage place. The yogi should sit informally and practice yoga to purify heart by controlling his mind, senses and activities, and fixing the mind on one point. Then Krishna says, now ultimately one has to fix the mind at one point. Then how you fix the mind? What should be the position? So hold one's body, neck and head in erect straight line. Stare steadily at the tip of the nose. So basically look at the tip of the nose. And thus with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. So Krishna is saying Mada Asraya. If you remember last week, we were focusing that where you focus, after doing all of this, one has to focus the mind, attention, Mada Asraya, upon me within the heart. Where? Heart. So you have to think in the heart and focus on Krishna as the ultimate goal of life. Okay. So that's a focus of yoga. Now, later Krishna said that thus practicing constant control of the body, mind, and activities, the mystic transcendentalist, his mind regulated, attains to the kingdom of God or abode of Krishna by cessation of material existence. So, what is the goal of yoga? To give up this body, this material body, and achieve the abode of Krishna. But most of people practice yoga to maintain the body, right? But no. So the purpose is to give up this material body and then do what? No, don't become zero. You trying to achieve the kingdom of God. Mat sansthanam, Krishna said in this sloka. Then in 16, Krishna started talking about no possibility of becoming one yogi if one eat too much or little, sleeps too less, or doesn't sleep enough. Sleeps a lot or doesn't sleep enough, basically. So Krishna is saying there should be balance in eating and sleeping if you want to practice yoga. Why? Because if you have a habit, now next Krishna says why it should be done. Because if you are regulated, he said, if who is regulated in his habit of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work, you can mitigate all the material pain by practicing yoga system. So we all know we have a pain daily in the body, some kind of pain here, there. So if we can regulate our eating, sleeping, entertainment, and work, then we can mitigate all the material pain. Now 18, he says, when the yogi by practice of yoga, as we just read, so after doing all this, disciplines the mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, and you have to be devoid of material desire, said to be well established in yoga. So who can be said to be well established in yoga? One who practices the yoga, disciplines the mental activities, and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desire. Okay. So it's like more of a samadhi. Well established means samadhi. So we'll go 19 and we'll read more. Who wants to read 19? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Kamini Mataji, you want to read? Okay.
I can read.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji, read.
यथा दीपो निवातस्थो निगते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यत्र चित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः. As a lamp in windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist, whose mind is controlled, remain always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. Purport. A true Krishna conscious person, always absorbed in transcendental, in constant, undisturbed meditation on his worshipable Lord, is as steady as a lamp in a windless place. Yatro paramapate chittam nirodham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmana atmanaham pasyanatmani tushyati sukhmatyankam yat buddhi graham tityai indriyam वेति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितचलति तत्त्वतः यं लब्ध्वा चापलाभं मन्यते नाधिकं ततः यस्मित्तिष्ठो न दुःखेन कृणामपि विचाल्यते तद्दुःखादु संयोगवियोगं योगं संगितम्. In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness realized through transcendental senses, established thus one never depart from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from the material contact. But by practice of yoga, one becomes gradually detached from the material concept This is the primary characteristic of the yoga principle. And after this, one becomes situated in trance or samadhi, which means that the yogi realizes the super soul through transcendental mind and intelligence without any of the misgiving of identifying the self with the super self. Yoga practice is more or less based on the principle of the Patanjali system. Some unauthorized commentator try to identify the individual soul with the super soul, and the monist think this to be liberation, but they do not understand the real purpose of the Patanjali system of yoga. There is an acceptance of transcendental pleasure in the Patanjali system, but the monists do not accept the transcendental pleasure out of fear of the jeopardizing the theory of oneness, the duality of knowledge, and nor is not accepting by the non-dualist. But is this verse transcendental pleasure realized through transcendental senses is accepted, and this is corroborated by Patanjali Muni, the famous exponent of the yoga system. The great sage declared in this Yoga Sutra 3.34, Purushartha Sanyanam Gunanam Prati Varsatha Kaivalyam Swarupa Pratishtha Vas Chiti Kriti Iti. This Chitta Shakti or internal potency is transcendental. Purushartha means mystery, religiosity, economic development, sense of gratification, and at the end, the attempt to become one with the Supreme. This oneness of the with the Supreme is called Kevalyam by the monist. But according to the Patanjali, this Kaivalyam is the internal or transcendental potency by which the living entity becomes aware of his constitutional position. And in the word of Lord Chaitanya, this state of affirm is called Chitto Darpan Marjanam, clearance of impure mirror of mind. This clearance is actually liberation of Bhava Maha Devagni Nirvapanam. The theory of nirvana also preliminary correspondent with this principle in Bhagavatam 2.106. This is called Sarva Swarupena Vyasa Sthiti. The Bhagavad Gita also confirmed the situation in this verse. After nirvana, the material session, there is a manifestation of spiritual activities, the devotional service to the Lord, known as Krishna consciousness. In the word of Bhagavatam, Swarupena Vyasasistitah is the real life of living entity. Maya or illusion is the condition of spiritual life contaminated by the material infection. Liberation from this material infection does not mean destruction of the original eternal position of the living entity. Patanjali also accepts this by the word Kaivalyam Swarupa Pratistha Va Chittis Sakir Iti. This Chitta Shakti or transcendental pleasure is real life. This is confirmed in the Vedanta Sutra 1.112. As the Ananda Mayo Bhayasat, this natural transcendental pleasure is the ultimate goal of yoga and is easily achieved by execution of devotional service. The Bhakti Yoga will be vividly described in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. In the yoga system, as described in this chapter, there are two kinds of samadhi called Sampramajita Janata Samadhi and Asma Pramjitana Samadhi. When one becomes situated in the transcendental position by various philosophical researches, he is said to have achieved Samprajanta Samadhi. In the Asamprajanta Samadhi, there is no longer any connection with the mundane pleasure, for one is then transcendental to all sort of happiness derived from the senses. When the yogi is once situated In the transcendental position, he is never shaken from it unless the yogi is able to reach this position. He is unsuccessful. Today's so-called yoga practice, which involves various senses pleasure, is the contradictory. A yogi, including sex, indulging a yogi indulging in sex and intoxication is a mockery. Even these yogis who are attracted by the siddhis, perfections in the process of yoga, are not perfectly situated. If yogis are attracted by the byproduct of yoga, then they cannot attain the stages in the perfection as stated in the verse. Persons therefore indulging in the make show practice a gymnastic feat or siddhi should know that the aim of yoga is lost in that way. The best practice of yoga in this age is Krishna consciousness, which is not baffling. A Krishna conscious person is so happy in his occupation that he does not aspire after any other happiness. There are many impediments, especially in the age of hypocrisy, in practicing Hatha Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. But there is no such problem in the executing Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. As long as the material body exists, one has to meet the demands of the body, namely eating, sleeping, defending, and the mating. But a person who is a pure Bhakti Yoga or a Krishna consciousness does not arouse the senses while meeting the demand of the body. Rather, he accepts the bare necessities of life, making the best use of the bad bargain, and enjoy transcendental happiness in Krishna consciousness. He is callous toward incident occurrence, such as in accident, disease, scarcity, and even the death of the most dear relatives. But he is always alert to excuse his duties in Krishna consciousness or bhakti yoga. Accident never deviate from his duty, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 2.14. अगम्य अगमा पयिनो nitya tamsa titik bharata. He endures all such incidental occurrence because he knows that they come and go and do not affect his duties. In this way, he achieves the highest perfection in yoga practice.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, long four slokas together, right? And so Prabhupada is writing,
Very nice.
clarifying many things. So one thing is cutting very clear that we have to do some kind of yoga. Okay, now we know we do some yoga, of course. All of anyone in this world cannot survive without doing some kind of yoga. Whether you're karma yogi, jnana yogi, dhyana yogi, stang yogi, even someone who may be very pathetic or ignorant life, they are also doing yoga because how you um, how do you achieve anything in this world without yoga means some kind of austerity and penance in modern terms. Like they say, okay, I do this yoga, I can hold my breath for this minute, and I can do this exercise. So nowadays the yoga means more of a body exercise. But the real purpose of yoga, as we are learning from Krishna, yoga means to connect. And connect to whom? Connect to the source of what you're trying to achieve. So Bhagavad Gita teaches different ladders of yoga. It starts with karma yoga, dhyana yoga, stanga yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, stanga yoga, all included in that. And then bhakti yoga. So now the purpose of yoga to fix the mind at one place. That is the main purpose. That's like a minimum purpose is to able to focus the mind and senses at one place. That's the highest, like dhyana yoga, the third level. Okay. First, you do karma yoga. Or if you're good doing karma yoga, then you start doing jnana yoga. You get some knowledge. And after you get enough knowledge, you start doing meditating on that knowledge. You start thinking about, okay, what is this knowledge I have? And now once you good at meditation, then what? Right? Because then you want to do something. Because in meditation does not mean you just sit down. How long you can sit? Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, one day, okay, 1 month. No, no, not even one day. You have to get up and go toilet, eat something, drink something. Otherwise, your body will be like, you'll make your place of sitting dirty. You'll pass urine and stool where you're sitting if you don't move in few hours. So how long you can meditate? No, dhyana yoga is not this dhyana yoga is not practical, right? If I ask you, okay, you have to meditate for 6 hours, you'll be like, okay, how I'll go toilet? I can't, I have to go out, you know. I'll get feet hungry, I'll feel thirsty. Not practical. But this bhakti yoga process, which Krishna is teaching, and Prabhupada explaining this, that Mada Asraya, focus on me. So how you focus? Just like we read about Amrish Maharaj, how you can engage your all the senses, including the mind, 24/7. Even if you're engaged in everything in your life, whether you are householder, whether you're brahmachari, sannyasi, grihastha, vanaprastha, whatever stage you are, whatever life you have, if we learn this art of bhakti yoga, which allows one to constantly engage our body, we don't become zero. We actually actively engaging and working, right now. For example, right now all of us sitting here and getting knowledge, it's a jnana yoga. But at the same time you're meditating also, because you're listening, you're trying to focus. You're right now, you're not listening some music, or your mind is not going anywhere. At least if you are listening constantly, then you're hearing. So you're listening, you're getting knowledge. I know you're also doing dhyana, you're meditating, right? And what you're learning, after learning all this and meditating, you're not going to stop. Then you want to serve, because you know that your goal, where you're connecting to Krishna. And then you're trying to learn, oh, Krishna is telling this, so I should do this. So there is an action. Meditation or yoga does not mean inaction. Okay, let me sit down. No, you have to get up and do something. So do something, right? So Ambrish Maharaj teaching how we can engage our eyes in seeing the deities, his nose in smelling the flowers, tongue to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, tongue to eat prasadam, desires to serve the mission of Krishna, preach this Bhagavad Gita message. That should be our desire. Likewise, you can engage all your body parts to go to pilgrimage, whatnot, everything. You can do 9 process of bhakti, 9 levels of bhakti is there. So 9 ways, that includes whole of your all the activities of life. So you don't have to artificially go and meditate, because ultimately once you break your meditation, then the mind will go crazy, because this world is not allowing to. We live in cities, we live in apartments, we are not in caves. And top of it, we cannot control our thirst, hunger, desire, all these natural activities, because we eat. So we have to pass urine, stool, we have to breathe. We can't hold our breath for 10, even 10 minutes. It's very hard. So it's not practical in the Kali Yuga, this age of Prabhupada saying, age of quarrel and hypocrisy. And Bhakti Yoga is teaching not that we become one with God or super soul. It is showing that first of all, if we practice this dhyana on super soul, it will help us to realize our relationship with super soul. And once we know that relationship, once you know what is my relationship, then you want to serve. You want to serve your Lord, your master, your super soul. And in service is not in activity. Service means activity. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. My microphone is a bit weird. Okay, back. Okay, service means activity. Service does not mean that you are just silent. You know, suppose if you have a guest, guest at your home, and they come and they say, "Okay, let me serve you," and then you just sit down at one in room and say, "Okay, I'm serving you now. Let me meditate and I'll serve you now." The guest will run away. Like, okay, what kind of service is this? You do something. Use your body, use your words. If you don't have anything, at least talk nicely. You can talk. That's service. Like, ask how are you doing. You know, or just hear. You just hear what they say. The guest says. If I cannot say anything, at least I can hear what they say. Right. So this is most practical yoga Krishna is teaching. After teaching all that, so let's go to the next one. Text 24. Wants to read this one, Mataji? My
I will
my
read.
turn. Okay, yes, please go, Mat. You can read Hetal Mat. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
सनिश्चयेन योक्तव्यो युगो निर्वाणा चितसा संकल्प प्रभावन कमनास त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् असीसतः मनसैवेन्द्रिया ग्रमं विनीयं यम्या samantate taha. One should engage oneself in practice of yoga with determination, and fact is not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born in the mind speculation. Born of mental speculation are thus controlled all the senses on all sides by the mind. The yoga practitioner should be determined and should patiently prosecute the practice without deviation. One should be sure of success at the end and pursue this course with great perseverance, not becoming discouraged if there is any delay in the attainment of the success. The success is sure for rigid practitioner. Regarding Bhakti Yoga, Rupa Goswami says, Utsaha Nishchayad Drayat Tat Tat Karma Pravartastanat Sangha Tyagat Sato Vritaha Sadbhir Bhaktiha Prasidhayati. One can execute the process of Bhakti Yoga successfully with full hearted enthusiasm, perseverance, and determination by following the prescribed duty in association of devotees and by engaging completely in activity of goodness. Upanishad Samtraha 3. As for determination, one should follow the example of the sparrow who lost her eggs in the waves of the ocean. Sparrow laid her eggs on the shore of the ocean, but the big ocean carried away the eggs in on its waves. The sparrow became very upset and asked the ocean to return her eggs. The ocean did not even consider her appeal. So Sparrow decided to dry up the ocean. She began to pick up the water in her small beak, and everyone laughed at her for her impossible determination. The news of her activity spread, and at last, Garuda Deva, the gigantic bird carrier of Lord Vishnu, heard it. He became compassionate towards her small sister bird, towards his small sister bird. So he came to see the sparrow. Garuda was very pleased by the determination of the small sparrow, and he promised to help. Thus, Garuda at once asked the ocean to return her eggs, lest he himself take up the work of the sparrow. The ocean was stricken at this and returned the eggs. Thus, sparrow became happy by the grace of Garuda. Similarly, practice of yoga, especially bhakti yoga in Krishna consciousness, may appear to be very difficult job. But if someone follows the principle with great determination, the Lord will surely help. For God helps those who help themselves. Hare Krishna. Shall I read
Hare
further?
Krishna. Now we can discuss in very very important thing came up. So sometimes what happens in life, we are going through so many challenges in our life, and especially in family life, you have family, kids, and if you are old, then your health and family support, and that is not there, and there's a fear of future. What will happen if I get sick? Who will financially support me, who will take care of me? Yeah, old age, whatever phase of life, if you see our life, we are always in some kind of fear, always, whether you're young or adult or, old, there is fear at every stage, different type of fear, right? The kid may be feared that, oh, my mother, father is where I'm alone. They want to be around with parents. When you grow up, then you fear of his, career. What will happen to my career? What I'll do in my life? Everybody is going forward. I don't know what to do. Or then after some time, you know what to do, and then you did that, and then you're like, oh, wow, will I get a good job? You got a job, then you think, oh, will I get a good life partner? So many people cheated me or will cheat. I don't know what will happen to my life. I don't know what is my nature, who is my better match. Then that fear is there, and then you got married, and then it's about fear of nowadays, fear of having baby also. Like people don't want to have kids because they don't know that they can take care of kids, and it's a big responsibility. So there is a fear. But ultimately, they have a kids, and then it's like, I'm a good parent or not. What will happen to my kids if I die today? Big fear, parents. Like, what will happen? And likewise, so much fear in life we are all going through, even till old age. And even before death, what will happen after my death? Okay, I will die, but what is next? So this is common for everyone. Doesn't matter who is It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, whether you are educated, uneducated. This fear of future is everyone has it, right? Everyone kind of embedded with it. Now, in this situation, what we can do? Prabhupada is saying, good. It's like best use of bad bargain. This life and body is kind of a bad bargain because there's so much challenge, but we have to use best. We have to do best use of this situation, right? So the best use of bad bargain is that whatever situation I am right now, let me do what is good for me long term. First to know what is good for me long term, and once you know, then try to go towards that, because this will pass. Everything will pass. It has passed, it will pass, and it will come and pass. Okay. So, like Prabhupada is giving the example of, now the problem is when you read this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and so much, oh, I have to do chanting, I have to give up all the four things, no meat eating, no intoxicant, no illicit sex, no gambling, no onion garlic. I have to offer prasadam to a bhoga to Krishna, and then only I eat. I will lose all my friends. I will lose all my relatives. Sometime I may not get cooperation from my own family members, including my husband or wife, right? Or my own parents. Maybe they don't support. If you take all the just few regulations, and if you start chanting, then everybody will start calling, like they will start judging you that, oh, this person is more some kind of mantra chanting or some kind of mysticism. Yeah, so you became Baba now. People, you basically become lonely because you just society doesn't accept it. And then go to temple, you start serving, then you start seeing, oh, here problem. There are different kind of people. What to do? There's people going through doing nasty things. So at some point you feel like, oh, it's too much. Will I ever able to get a glimpse of Krishna? Or will I ever able to feel that happiness or pleasure, transcendental pleasure, whatever Prabhupada is teaching in Bhagavad Gita? This doubt comes. That then this question comes: Is I am enough? Is I am capable of doing all this? What I am putting so much time and effort? Do I really have this capability to achieve anything in spiritual life? Because because I have family, I have to earn money to maintain my family, take care of everything, and this doubt is always there. Like, oh, is I'm doing enough, or will I ever able to do this perfectly? Because I'm not perfect. I don't know what is perfect. So this question comes. So this example Prabhupada is giving of a sparrow. This sparrow, she lost her eggs on the shore of a ocean, because the waves are coming. That so kind of eggs went in, drained into the ocean, and she became morose because it's the smallest bird, it's smallest sparrow. Just like we are small living entities, somewhere in Boston, you are in Mumbai or wherever, you're living in a small cave. It's like a small cage, an apartment, in a room, in a big building, in a small apartment and a room. Your identity, if you look at from a flight, 20,000 feet, you are nothing, not even a dot on that city, right? and then we realize, oh, I'm nothing. Similarly, Spyro thought, oh, I'm very small, but she has determination. She thought, no problem, it's okay. I will ask Ocean to return my eggs because they are my kids. So she went to Ocean, asked Ocean, sir, can you please return my eggs because they are my kids? And Ocean, it's so big. Who cares, right? Just like in this world, if you go and ask, oh, I want this, who cares, right? Unless, unless you are a big person, nobody cares. Even if somebody dies today, who cares? Yeah, if you are a big person, somebody cares. But even if you are a president, who cares after a few days? News gone. A Prime Minister Manmohan Singh just passed away. Ratan Tata passed away a few months back. Who cares? That today anyone remembers Ratan Tata, Manmohan Singh, the big people? Who cares? If they don't care about these big people, who cares? Like us, like nothing. So Sparrow, anyways, she thought, okay, no problem, I'll try, and she tried with determination. She started taking water from ocean and putting on the land. She thought, I'll dry it up the ocean and get my eggs back because it's somewhere in the ocean, right? So some people started laughing at the sparrow. Oh, what are you doing? I mean, you will never able to do it in this life. You keep on doing. I take a little drop of water, take out from ocean, do it. But she continued with her all energy and effort. But this news reached to Garuda, the bird, big bird, is the big brother, right? All the birds, the big bird amongst the birds. The news reached to him, and Lord Garuda became compassionate towards this small sister, a small sparrow. He came. He came just to see what's going on here. Just like sometimes we want to see, just like somebody is trying to do something impossible, everybody wants to see, oh, what is going on here? So he came to see it. So he saw that a sparrow is trying very hard with all her energy. And he became compassionate. And he at once told Ocean, you return her egg immediately, otherwise I'm going to take up her task and dry you up in a minute, in a moment, you are over. And then Ocean returned the eggs to the sparrow. Now the story for us is, we may be very small, tiny, small living entity with no capacity. But since if we are determined and focused with whatever going on in life, if some devotee like Garuda, some Vaishnava, or super soul within heart, we all have super soul within heart. If the super soul becomes compassionate at some point, oh, this person is trying very hard, despite all the challenge in life, to trying to chant Hare Krishna daily, struggling to eat prasadam, read Bhagavad Gita, going to temple is struggle, everything is struggle. Oh, become compassionate. What will happen? Yet once will empower in a moment. Just done. You're over. And what is that? What is that achievement for us? That all of this we do in life, like so much time and effort we are putting, reading Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna, avoiding so many rules and regulation, following. What is the purpose? What is the end goal? The end goal is at the time of death, when you're about to leave the body, we can remember Krishna. But at the time of death, actually, practically, we cannot do anything because we are helpless. Everybody becomes helpless at the time of death because your breath is just working. Your all the consciousness, the body almost is done. You're nothing. But then super soul in the heart becomes, if you have done the whole life like a sparrow with full determination, you tried your hard. At the end, super soul from inside can remind you, oh, remember Hare Krishna. And then that's it. That's what you wanted at the end of life. That's a goal. You got the goal. That's it. It's like a last moment of the match, football match. If you got the goal, you won the match. It doesn't matter whether you ran for 2 hours or not. You got the goal, you are the winner. The last, it's like last run in the match. You are the winner. Doesn't matter whether you took just whether it was in a cricket match, whether it was a no ball or some mistake by the bowler or the anyone, but you got the runs, you won. So whether it doesn't matter how it happened, but you got the mercy. The mercy is there, but it's check the determination, just like a sparrow. So, because Prabhupada said at the end, the God helps those who helps themselves, right? Because we have to pay this price of determination, and we are trying. We may be small, but there is a hope. Like we saw just now, we read this whole story of a sparrow by Prabhupada. So we should not feel discouraged. Whatever situation we are, we should try our best, level best, and try continuing in whatever situation in life to maximize our determination and have faith. um, that's the only asset we have. Other things we don't have control over. Everything in right. So with that, I will end here the discussion, and we are on time almost. 24. Today we finished, so we'll continue Saturday 25th sloka. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments, realizations? Hare Krishna, Swati Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I
it's
hear. Yeah. Sorry. It
wonderful.
took
Yeah.
me some time to unmute myself. Yeah.
No, 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 that's okay. Yeah, we are now close to time. Any questions, comments? And otherwise, we'll do one round of chanting, 10 minutes, and then we'll end the session.
No, this was great actually. Great that the way you said I I had a question about the final hour you said, like, once you made a goal, if it is in the last few minutes, still you made a goal and you win the match, right? But I
Yeah.
always used to think that it depends upon throughout your life what karmas you do, right? It's not the last span. I know that Krishna says that if you can remember his holy name, even in the last minute, he will hold your hand. But still, what is about the karma cycle that it will come back to you? You know, so
Yeah,
I
so
think
so
that.
that's
Mhm.
what karma. When we come to bhakti, we are beyond the karma. That's the advantage. This Hare Krishna Mahaman chanting, what it does, it finishes our karma. It just burns the karma first thing. Because I agree, as you said, if there is karma, we have to suffer the reactions, right? So first of all, we have to burn this karma, make our karma zero, like like credit score zero.
Okay,
So
okay.
if this is zero, then what left? Then mercy, right? So if we don't, we are neutral. We are neither. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. So we are neither pious nor impious. Then it's just mercy. So at the end, what it's like this. Suppose if there is a match, first of all, we have to qualify to be able to play in the match, right? Because there is otherwise there is no entry in the match. So we practice so much that this we get selection in the team. Once you are in the team, right? So once you are playing in the team, now you have to wait till the end of decision of the match. If I commit any mistake during that time, that 1 hour, 2 hour, I'm out. I have a what a red card, right? So out. If you
Yeah.
hit someone or you're like, you're hitting, you did the wrong way, wrong practice, something here and there, you're out. But if the player is constantly following the rules and regulation and maintaining their stamina, and
Mm-hmm.
there in the ground, on the
Mm-hmm.
ground,
Mm-hmm.
then whenever the opportunity at the end, even if the opportunity, most of the time decision comes at the end because there's so much struggle to be among the teams, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we are one team, and the material nature, this world is another team.
Mm-hmm.
Now the whoever stays at the end will be able to get the goal. So who is your team player? Team players
Okay.
are in the bhakti is devotees, your guru.
Okay.
Right? Your coach is guru. Your team
Mm-hmm.
players are your god brothers, god sisters, your
Mm-hmm.
spiritual friends. If they are around, then everybody wins because it's like win-win situation. It's not like bhakti is never done alone. Like, okay, I'm the winner. No, it's a group effort. So everybody celebrates, but the one who gets in every match there is one star, like the one who hits the goal at the end, right?
Yeah.
Everybody will hit goal in different time depending on when your time comes. So whenever our time comes, everybody will support. Okay, this person has never had a goal. Now let's give him this time. Star, make him
Mm-hmm.
star. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how Krishna as a super soul is watching us. That how we are practicing our life, how determined we are, and how sincere we are. And we are not giving up like a sparrow. She did not give up. She waited. Okay. But
Got it.
somebody, Krishna will be, at the end, the mercy works. As you said, karma has to go. So there is no question of karma in bhakti because otherwise, as you said, it would be more of my own effort. But in bhakti, we are trying to finish our effort. So at the
Mm-hmm.
end, I just become surrendered. Krishna,
Mm-hmm.
I have done my part. Now you do your part. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I cannot now remember anything. I cannot remember myself what to remember you. Because at the time of death, it's almost coma. Like
Yeah.
the
100% surrender. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
clinically like nothing, right?
Thank you. Yeah, this was helpful.
Thank you, man. Okay. So should we start chanting? Hital Mataji, Kamini Mata, everyone. I'll play the audio of Srila Prabhupada, and we do 10-minute meditation, so you can just hear and chant together. I'm gonna share the screen, and you have to just hear and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, I'm going to say that. All right. This is Srila Prabhupada in Los Angeles temple quarter. I've been there. Even if you go now, also you will find the same room, same tables, background. Uh, They are just putting tilaks and getting ready to chant. You'll find. So nice to just see, watch how he does so meditatively putting tilak. You see.
Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Krishna Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Thank you so much. I hope you had a nice time. And
Thank you
we'll
so
meet.
much, Prabhuji.
Yes. Sorry.
Thanks to you putting
Oh
in so
no,
much time.
this is my duty.
No,
So,
thank you.
but thank you for everyone for joining, and we'll continue reading from chapter 6, 26th sloka next week. No, next week is Friday, Saturday, right? So,
That's
Friday night, my night.
okay.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to see Swati Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Next time, please join. Try joining. Friday night is hard. But yeah,
I will
you pray to
try.
Krishna.
Yeah,
Yes.
8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock EST.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Good
Hare
night.
Krishna. Good night.
Bye.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Bye,
All glory to
Prabhuji.
Prabhupada,
Good night.
Guru Maharaj. Vancha kalptaruvasya cha kripa sindhave cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda.
Radha Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Ram.
Ram
Hare Ram.
Ram
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 Ram.
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare
let's
Krishna.